Happy Victory Tuesday to you, flock. Man, it feels so nice to feel this victorious just on a Tuesday afternoon. Hope you guys are enjoying it just as much as I am. You could tell my voice is a little bit gone. Lots of screaming, lots of touchdowns last night. Hey, that's a good problem to have. We got two news items for you today. Number one, I got a little bit of a Marlon Humphrey injury update, okay? Pretty good news surrounding him. Excited to get into that with you. And then second, news came out today on Twitter that the Ravens are pursuing a pass rusher. I'll give you a hint. It's within the division. I'll get to that very shortly. But before we get into any of this, I need you to do me a favor. And if you are happy that the Ravens have won not 4, not 3, not 2, not 1, but 5 straight football games, I need you to give me a like on the video, okay? If you're excited that the Ravens are sitting here at 5-2, like it up for me, and we'll get started with today's show. Alrighty, so Coach Harbaugh late last night, might I add, spoke to the media, offered a little bit of an injury update on cornerback Marlon Humphrey. We know he exited the game due to an injury. It was after his second interception of the night. It was electric, to say the least, until he was hurt, had to go to the locker room, and then didn't come back. However, Harbaugh spoke to the media after the game. He had this to say about Marlon Humphrey. He's walking around in there, me in the locker room. I could tell you that. He's in good spirits, but I don't know if it's too serious. Well, first of all, I think that's good news because it started off with he's walking around in there, okay? So we know he's walking. We know he's moving around, okay? Also saying he's in good spirits. Another little thing of good news. Now, I know it's Marlon Humphrey, and he's one of the more energetic and happy people, I guess you could say. So he's usually in good spirits, but he was doing all the normal things, right? Walking around, talked to some reporters, even went on Instagram Live for a victory Instagram Live after the game. So I think those are all good signs. I think that all points to good things, that this might not be that serious. We should find out more just coming up. But let's talk about why this would be such a bad loss if it were serious, okay? Because he's had a fantastic 2024 season, 33 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 8 pass deflections. He already, through 7 games, has 4 picks. That's already a career high for him. And we still got 10 games to go. He's been fantastic. And it's not just the stats that say that, right? The PFF grading agrees with you, okay? His overall rating is an 81.8. That is good enough for 5th out of 105 cornerbacks rated. Number 5. Hell yes. And then you go to his coverage grade, 85.1. That's tied for 2nd out of 105 corners. Now, I know he's had his blown coverages every now and then. Every player does. He's made his mistakes. But for the most part, he's been fantastic. And did you know he's let up a passer rating this year of 79.0? And now you might be saying to yourself, Joey, that number means nothing to me. Well, let me put it into, let me paint the picture for you. That's like saying every passer, every quarterback that throws against Marlon Humphrey is basically Deshaun Watson. That's his passer rating for this year. And he sucks. Sorry that you tore your Achilles, Deshaun, but before you did that, you weren't really a good quarterback. All right, so losing him would be a big deal because he's having a fantastic season. But even with that fantastic season, you know who's not having a fantastic season? Pretty much this entire secondary. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, Joey, this is the 3rd week in a row we've seen this graphic. Well, guys, as long as they keep sucking, I'm going to keep showing it to you. 32nd in the NFL in yards per game, 28th in yards per pass, 29th in passing percentage, 30th in yards after catch, 30th in yards after catch over expected. Just atrocious all the way around. And flat out, this team needs him. This team needs Marlon Humphrey. And so the fact that he's walking around yesterday in the locker room after the game, the fact that he was able to walk off the field. And in my humble opinion, of course, I'm not a doctor. I almost was. That's not true. But in my humble opinion, the fact that it looked like it was just straight contact with it was either Nate Wiggins or Chris Godwin's knee. I couldn't really make it out. It looked like hopefully it's just like a bone bruise or something. But I think the fact that he did all the normal things, got on Instagram Live, he looked happy there, he looked excited there, happy with the victory. I think those are all great signs. And in the ultimate, I think that's all great news. You know what else is great news? Ollie is the sponsor of today's video. Fantastic news, because Ollie is the place to go for clean, fresh, and nutritious food for your dog. I use it for my dog applesauce right there, and I think you should use it too. So head over to ollie.com right now, because Ollie's offering a fantastic deal to let your pup taste test a personalized meal plan. Get 60% off your first box of meals when you use promo code CHATSPORTS at ollie.com. And 5 flavors they'll absolutely love. You don't have to be a vet to know that feeding your dog real whole foods with minimal processing is one of the best choices you can make for their health. With no harmful fillers and no preservatives, Ollie is made in U.S. kitchens with ingredients carefully sourced from trusted growers and producers around the world. Here's how it works. You fill out Ollie's 30-second quiz, and they'll create a customized meal plan. Ollie then crunches the numbers and recommends the right recipes and daily portions for your pup. For any first-timers, Ollie will send your pup's first box with 2 weeks' worth of meals and a guide of how to gradually switch them over to their new diet. Ollie offers 3 meal plans to choose from, so you can choose between a full fresh plan, fresh topper plan, or a mixed plan with their freshly baked recipes. You guys right now are looking on screen, and you're seeing my beautiful puppy applesauce. She's the light of my life. She's the light of my wife's life. And the best thing about Ollie is, like it said right there, they send you a pamphlet, and it maps out exactly how to switch over from the old food to this new and better and healthy food that Ollie serves. Because I know as a dog dad, sometimes it can be stressful. You don't want to hurt their stomachs. You don't want to make them sick. But Ollie maps it out day by day, and within 7 days, your pup is going to be feeling good and eating the best food around. So head over to ollie.com, tell them about your dog, use code CHATSPORTS, and you'll get 60% off your first box of meals when you subscribe today. Head to ollie.com and enter code CHATSPORTS to get 60% off your first box. They offer a clean bowl guarantee on their first box, so if you're not completely satisfied, you can get your money back. Alrighty, on to the second bit of news from today. Za'Darius Smith. That's the name that the Baltimore Ravens might be pursuing, okay? This tweet coming from Brad Stainbrook saying the Baltimore Ravens, Detroit Lions, and Washington Commanders are just a few of the teams who talk with the Cleveland Browns regarding defensive end Za'Darius Smith per a league source. So could there be a reunion for Smith and Baltimore? I think so, and let's talk about why it might make sense. From the Browns' perspective, number one, they suck. They are so bad. 1-6. And we're going to kick their ass on Sunday, and they're going to be 1-7 very shortly. Number two, Deshaun Watson, he's out for the year. So what does that mean for this team? If they weren't good with him in, they're not going to be good without him. So it might be time for a total reset in Cleveland, meaning they're trying to collect assets or trying to collect picks, because it looks like they're back to square zero as the Cleveland Browns, just trying to get as many draft picks as they can. Let's talk about Za'Darius Smith for a little bit, okay? He signed a 2-year, $23 million contract with Cleveland back in March. His 2024 base salary is $1.2 million. His cap hit is $5.24 million. And the Ravens' cap space is $4.29 million, 25th in the NFL. Now, what do I see from this? Number one, I see he's affordable, which is a awesome thing, because a lot of time we talk about trade candidates and I end up saying, guys, you know what? I just don't think it makes sense from the money perspective. This might make sense from the money perspective, and he's been a dog as well in his career. Let's look at the last 4 seasons. So far, he's had a pretty solid 2024. 7 games played, 18 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 4 sacks. Last year, 16 games played, a little bit stepped down from the usual production we see. 27 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 5.5 sacks. But back in 2022, 44 tackles, 15 tackles for loss, 10 sacks, 5 pass breakups, and 2021, well, he only played in 1 game, so who could blame him? And we've seen this before, okay? This franchise likes to take older pass rushers, like a Justin Houston, like a Jadeveon Clowney, like a JPP, and even like a guy you got on the roster right now with Kyle Van Noy, and they like to flip them. They like to try to turn their careers around, and they like to use these guys as their benefits, and it's worked. So I don't know why it wouldn't with Za'Darius Smith. So if he's cheap If you could get him not for a lot and don't have to pay him a ton because you saw his base salary, you saw that cap hit, it's nothing crazy, nothing a little restructuring of contracts can do to clear that up, then I do this. I know you just signed Yannick Ngakoue a couple of weeks ago. I know you just added him to the 53-man roster last week, but a team can never have too many pass rushers. And a guy like Za'Darius Smith isn't that far removed from having a fantastic season. So what do y'all think, okay? You heard what I thought. You make the call. Should the Ravens trade for Za'Darius Smith? Give me a Y for yes. Give me an N for no. You let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been Ravens Rundown. Hope you're enjoying this Victory Tuesday. And hey, to celebrate it, if you're not already, how about you hit that subscribe button?